Alright, so let's start by, well, giving all the plans that I acquired in the meantime for that mysterious weapon to the smuggler.
And let's see the
Well,
full
I'll
range of
be.
havoc that he can
You
offer
did it.
us.
All right, amigo. Stand by while my partner and I build your new weapon.
And of
Son,
course,
I
it was the
present to
Rhino.
you the
If you think...
No,
Rhino
it's the
4.
Rhino
Now, you
4!
yeah, the
That's
numbering,
your
if you
maker.
forgot,
She's
it
been
still
there
makes
in
sense
8
because
galaxies.
Deadlock skipped the Rhino because, you know, that Red Zone had its own version, you know, an equivalent of Rhino.
Yeah, for a second there I thought he was gonna trick us and give us only like a tiny pistol or something.
Oh, well, yeah, like the cricket from Men in Black. No, remember what the deal was. He built us the weapon, but he keeps the blueprint, basically. Also, yes, here's how the Rhino function in this. It basically locks on target and then fires rapid bursts of laser that instantly disintegrate them. But as you can see, it chucks ammo really fast this time around. Anyway, let's ask some question to Iris while we're at it.
What are the winning lottery numbers?
Sorry,
Also, in
that's not
case
how
you're
it works.
wondering, Iris's
So,
voice actress is the same as that of the ship.
Where did the Lombax banish the Kragmites to?
The Kragmites have been locked away in dimension X249, marooned on a dying star, approximately 8.2 million kilocubits away from the nearest life form. Current mood? Angry and bored.
Okay, so where did the Lombaxes go?
I'm sorry.
Of course.
That data has been deleted.
Well, okay, at least it's a story, good enough explanation for why we can't get some of the answers she was maybe going to tell us before we left abruptly.
The Polaris galaxy discovered the Dimensionator using a Lombax artifact 8 cycles ago and relocated it when the map was stolen by space pirates. Current status: missing.
Okay then. Where did the space pirates come from?
Captain Slug and his crew were engineered by Tachyon when he was just a child. Their purpose was to scavenge materials to be used for the Drophids' nanotech combat armor. When the Emperor completed his army, he abandoned the pirates on Praxis 7.
Thanks, bye.
Where did Kronk and Zephyr meet?
Lieutenant Commanders Kronk and Zephyr were stationed together at Zenith Outpost in Meridian City during the Phylax intrusion. Since then, they have fought together in 19 galactic wars, 3 interstellar battles, 1 planetary misunderstanding, and a lunar argument.
Where do Grommels come from?
The Grommels are interstellar gypsies, copies of the last remaining Grommel in the universe. When his planet was destroyed, he sought to replenish his race, and ended up cloning them into stupidity.
Again, why couldn't they just call them simply just merchants? I don't know. TJ Fixman has a weird mentality on that front. What is happening on Kerwan?
Tachyon's army left Kerwan after combing the city for the Dimensionator. Metropolis is currently under reconstruction, and its citizens are stuck watching Hollywood reruns of Big Al's Bot Wars.
Oh, goody. What is Captain Quark's full name?
Captain Quark's full name is Copernicus Leslie Quark.
Leslie, okay.
Get it?
Which character from the Ratchet Clank TM universe wants to audition for Galactic
Dr.
Idol?
Nefarious auditioned for the show with his ear-splitting rendition of Crashin' on Squishies, but was eliminated in the first round. His debut album, which sold only 1 copy, is now used to torture prisoners at the Mestis penal colony on planet Ibaro.
I'm sure it means it's bad.
I thought I said the planet Skaro for a second.
So what is the last number? Pi?
6.
Okay.
That was easy.
If a tree falls down and there's no one there to hear it, does it make a sound?
Yes.
Oh. I guess.
Please
Name
stop
one
asking
of
me
Quark's
stupid-
aliases.
Captain Quark's last known alias is Steve McQuark.
Steve.
Remember, he did that before in this very game.
Walter Quarkowski, Herschel Quarkenstein, John Quincy Quark, Lucius von Quark.
Okay,
and
if this
Shirley
game were
Banks.
made a bit later, they probably would have also thrown in Quark White.
According to Big Al, what kind of hardware does Clank run off?
Standard
Remember,
XP88,
stop citing the first
System
game.
Blades version
Windows
7.6.
XP, eh?
Well, I guess that still can run better
What
than
character
this.
from the Ratchet Clank TM universe is,
Sim
yeah,
Cognito.
is only recognized by his
Inmate
eyes?
number 829C at Zordon Prison. Arrested
Feels
for
like we're
exposing
asking the
his
computer
nasty
trivia
gravel
Okay.
There is
question.
what?
No matter the games, Lim
during a
Cognito
rock
manages to
concert
get
in
himself
Meridian City.
in these stupid situations. I think it is there is deserving the jail at this point. Anyway, what is the name of Clank's evil clone? Of course. What? How long does the Blargian's Nagel Beast allergy to mutants one flies last? Trigger from the second game. Name the two Dread Zone broadcasters. This is easy.
Dallas and Juanita.
I wonder where they are.
That's us acknowledging Dread
Nelson
Zone.
Nefarious Complice.
Lawrence.
Of course. Lawrence.
Will you please stop asking me these stupid questions?
What planet is Crunch from?
Scrunch is from the jungles of Florana and attended the Kerwan School of Quantum Mechanics in Metropolis.
This
Damn.
computer has infinite patience. Oh, I guess that's it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's all the
fuck off.
trivia I could ask. Also, here you go, here's this game's version of the Too Edgy For You Armor. It's kind of a disappointment because it's all chromatic, it doesn't have any particular color put into it.
If Batman and Iron Man had a baby.
Yeah, fair enough.
Alright, these are the skins. Okay, Dan Johnson, obviously. Again, these games are made in his memory. Of course, classically, the Snowman. The Cragmite. So if you want to play as one of the Cragmites, just in Ratchet size. Rusty Pete, in case you really want to.
Nice.
Both Kronk and Zephyr.
How dandy.
The convict Ratchet that you unlock, with the code from Secret Agent Clank. I guess the planet in that one was Ordum, but it was never stated. And the Mustachio Furioso skin, which is literally just the glasses and the mustache. Brilliant.
Neat.
There you go. With the cheats you get, you get them from unlocking the skill points, as usual. And you do get a couple of stuff like extra videos that I will show later. Wrench replacement if you want to have a different weapon, I guess. Like in this case, a cutlass.
Cutlass.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay.
I like it.
But a lot of these just feels random more than anything. Remember how in Life Using Time you could unlock Ratchet's Omni Wrench as another weapon for skin for Sly? Here instead it's just, oh, here's an axe,
No. The Axial's a bit boring. I feel like at least the Cutlass makes some sense with the pirates, but a battle axe.
Here's
I
a
don't get
club.
that.
Vilma can be my club, I guess.
Yeah.
Can we whack someone with like a flagpole or something?
Sorry, Libs.
How very
And,
specific.
Okay.
Not even a frying pan.
No, there's no frying pan, unfortunately, Libs.
Again, at least the Cutlass makes sense since we dealt with pirates,
Pirates
so
and
this
all.
would probably go well with the Skinny Pete outfit,
Plus,
but otherwise, not much.
Also, in case you want
Plus,
to have
James Arnold Taylor was a voice match for Captain Jack Sparrow. Not a very good one, but still.
There you go, if you want to have another skin for Mr. Zurkon, based, I think, of someone in Insomniac, either that or a fan,
Oh
there
my
you
God.
go.
That face looks a lot more like something out of Seaman.
Should I even ask?
That Dreamcast.
Sega Dreamcast game where Leonard Nimoy tells you about the life of an aquatic species with a human face.
How did that one go under my radar? I've heard of so many.
The AVGN
deep-cut
covered it.
Dreamcast-
Alright,
it's like I've covered.
outside of the actual in-game cinematics, you have a couple of stuff, like for example, the 2006 GDC teaser. It's labeled as a trailer, but it's really just a teaser, is what to see. Why couldn't this be at the Sony E3 2006 conference is beyond me. Because it's really just a simple teaser to showcase how the PS3 could make the world, this big with different things going on at the same time.
Maybe GDC cut a deal for the exclusive first look at Ratchet.
Because E3 wanted to show off Ridge Racer.
Remember that one?
Oh, right. Yeah, no. I do wonder if it was them wanting to focus more on the realistic and thus the highest graphics potential as opposed to the cartoony one.
I don't know, considering there was a segment about that virtual reality card game. I forgot its name.
That's the interesting thing, though. With some exceptions, the more cartoony games age better than the more realistic ones in the PS3 generation.
And guess what? It's gonna keep happening as time passes.
Okay. If I'm to try and think logically on this, not necessarily with business logic, but to think logically, my best guess is for E3, they wanted to have the most clear defining trailers as opposed to something as vague as a teaser, I guess. So they figured, okay, let's put the teaser on GDC. The game show people don't care for as much as
And there's the logo on the blimp for Ratchet Clank.
I guess it was supposed to be a surprise that this is a Ratchet Clank
Again,
game.
it's more of a tech demo to showcase how many things can be on screen and everything.
Again, my best guess as to why they didn't show this trailer at E3 was that, again, it was just a teaser and they wanted to go for the upfront and in-your-face stuff. And to their credit, they did at least give it a trailer at E3 at 2007.
That's the next thing we're about to see. Although, unfortunately, I need to actually get back down there. Yeah, the cursor does not get memorized.
This game has not yet been rated.
Ratchet, Clank, I've got a bit of a situation here at the Planetary Defense Center. Nothing I can't handle, mind you, just a few thousand heavily armed robotic commandos.
For two legendary heroes, there's nothing like an intergalactic invasion.
Please enter the number that best describes your emergency.
To start the day.
We were talking about, definitely hidden blessings with this title compared to a lot of other titles at Sony. You want to know one thing I'm very grateful for? That even if you consider Ratchet and Clank's hiatus to be that of a while ago, they thankfully did not do the old title cliche, oh, look how washed up they are after all these years. No, they just hopped back into it.
I love how the trailer, for 90% of it, showcases only the stuff from the first level, because that's probably the one that was most polished they could show off.
Ironic? I take it he's the smart one.
The stakes have never been so high.
Till the next game.
Can we get much higher?
I suppose if you get a game over, your PS3 blows up.
Yeah, like in this case, Ratchet throws a grenade at the end of the screen. Fall 2007.
That'd be more like the anti-piracy measure.
And now, I hope you enjoyed the beginning cutscene, because now we're basically... Okay, not immediately. First of all, a simple guide on how to draw Ratchet's face by Dave Guertin. It's literally a speed painting. If you follow any artist on social media, you know exactly what this kind of process is.
It's always fun to imagine that while for us it seems like it's going by quickly, for them it can potentially take hours.
First you draw circles, then you dot the i's, and then figure the rest of it.
Yeah, I mean, watched lots of Art Attack. I know how these things go.
I'll admit, I was into drawing way back, but God, there's one thing I do wonder is the patience people must have to legit make circles that they know they're going to have to erase later on anyway.
It's more about, again, thanks to modern tools, they just use layers. You know, you have one extra layer on top, you put it, you know, work on it, and then you just eliminate the one that's under.
I'm specifically talking about, you know, how it was back then, you know, before we got, you know, drawing tools this concise, like... Because I do remember having to do that a lot. But yeah, thankfully, digital drawing has made it a lot easier. Although I will say this, from what I understand, you need to either have a very, very, very good hand to mouse and keyboard coordination to simulate drawing in real life. Yeah, or a tablet. I presume what they're doing is a tablet connected to a projector of sorts that, you know, uploads what they're doing, essentially.
I don't know the details. There you go.
To be fair, plenty of companies have, like, incredibly advanced drawing tech, so I wouldn't be surprised if they've got a nice deluxe model in the studio.
Just applying some final touches. Like giving a more worn effect to the helmet. There you go.
It's just that easy, kids.
Barely an inconvenience. Okay, now I hope you actually like the beginning cutscene, because we're now getting to see how it was created. First with the storyboard. Again, we're getting the same identical dub from, you know, David Kay and James Arnold Taylor, just in the different ways it was constructed. Some of Ratchet's expressions are golden.
Jesus Christ! Why does Ratchet look like a character from a 90s sitcom in that one? And Clank! Oh god, Clank's face is so round.
Incoming message from Captain Coyle.
Ratchet? Clank?
The Ratchet building to the Uncanny Valley is so fucking... I wish we got to know more about, you know, got to see more of the storyboard, because they must be so gold as material.
You know what that storyboard makes me think? It makes me wonder if initially they planned to actually give Ratchet James Arnold Taylor's face or something, because...
It's just a simple sketch of what the expression that the VA probably should convey for that situation. Again, simple storyboard, but it's not meant to reflect the final product.
That would actually make sense as to why Ratchet's face looks like that. It still is funny.
Woohoo! You alright?
Watch out!
Oops! Whoa! Ah!
Where are you going?
It's a shortcut! Trust me!
Ratchet, look out!
See? What did I... Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Well, looks like we're going on foot. At least I can try out my new nav unit.
Oh well,
alright, now for something more custom. The basic 3D layout without actually that much rendering.
Oh yes, here we go.
Check. Horizontal stabilizers.
Oh god!
Looks like we got a tailwind.
Look, holy Ratchet! What happened to you, buddy? Oh god, look to Clank too!
Remember, kids, this is what a lot of models look like.
This is how the magic happens. Again, I wish we got to see more of stuff like this, because this must be so cool to see, just for how stupid it might unintentionally be.
Can you imagine?
It's literally a bunch of spheres.
Can you imagine a game that eventually lets you play, like, you know, the game in, like, all its different phases? Like, one lets you play in the 2D concept phase, another lets you play in, like, the 3D prototype phase. Like, obviously, some of that stuff would be questionable.
I'm not dying to do something like this.
Oh, really?
It's an indie, but it's not completely like what you said. I love it. It's just aesthetically beware some phase.
We're shocked and terrified. Can't you tell by our vibrant expressions?
Where are you going?
Again, this is basically a test to see if the models clip through something or not. After these, the extra touches are put so that things get animated. Again, I'm pretty sure, every single CGI animated movie also goes through a process like this.
Well, looks like we're going on foot. At least I can try out my new nav unit.
Brilliant. Alright, the last one, I don't remember how much detailed it is, but let's check it out.
Fuel lines.
Check.
Horizontal
Oh, there you go, it's in a more intermediate state. It's still cursed as shit, like, my god, Ratchet's eyebrows.
No. Don't you see we're just back in Dread Zone?
To be fair, it's not like we're skipping frames, it's just that the polygons are not staying there.
It just reminds me of how we visibly saw that shark guy's jaw clip into itself, or how we would see Ratchet or Clank's eye.
Yes, thankfully.
I've got a bit of a situation here at the Planetary Defense Center. Nothing I can't handle, mind you, just a few thousand heavily armed robotic commandos, but I figured, hey, if you were...
He looks a bit more like Buzz Lightyear in this phase. Which is funny, because he would definitely look a lot more like Buzz Lightyear in later games, when they really went all in on the Pixar look.
I mean, if anything, it's more similar to Zap Brannigan.
You worry too much. Planetary Defense Center, here we go.
Which in itself is basically classic deconstruction of... I keep forgetting his name.
James T. Kirk?
No. Classic sci-fi hero of the 50s, I forgot its name.
Flash Gordon?
Flash Gordon, thank you.
Where are you going?
It's a shortcut.
I compare Quark to Buzz strictly on a visual gaze, and not really a full character one.
Oh
no! Again, it's still interesting to see how the magic happens step by step, and I wish more games actually, did something like this and provided, these different stages. Just for one example, main example of their games, because it's such an interesting thing to include. Even if there is no Insomniac Museum in this, it's still actually not that bad as, as something to see. Yeah, I thought it was another cutscene, but instead it was just one of the in-game stuff we already seen. Now let's check out some of the artwork. This was in a lot of promotional material, the first one I mean.
So I notice a difference here. Apparently we don't have to access a secret planet or location to actually see the
This is because there is no Insomniac Museum in this one. It returns in a crack in time.
Huh.
Again, I still appreciate that Insomniac bothers to include a lot of these extras, so...
I'm just curious as to why the museum was left out in this one, but we could probably chalk it up to something got rushed at some point.
You have to remember also that one thing established when the museum was introduced in the second game was that it was supposed to be developed, at the pace and will of the people who wanted to do it. So if someone did not, wanted to do it, it just was not going to happen.
Assuming that a lot of their efforts were being taken up with upgrading Ratchet & Clank to the 7th generation of gaming, then I can get why they might not have prioritized putting
also
something
remember,
extra in.
Resistance was happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Around this point, they were also at the very least starting, unless they were also, way into Outbreak, I forgot the original title, the game that would be converting to Fuse when Electronic Arts told them to knock it off with the humor. Because that's something that you should ask Insomniac to do.
It's like... Insomniac can do a game without as much humor, but telling them to knock it off with the humor entirely is just dumb. Not
to mention, at that point, EA had already two major shooter franchises that were super serious: Battlefield and Medal of Honor. They wanted to make a new IP with that, and And you would think they would try to put a bit on the comedy. Thankfully, these days they seem to have gotten better the message by allowing Joseph Ferris to do whatever he wants. But still,
It's like, again, along with the whole realism thing, not saying it wasn't also a thing at Microsoft, but I give Microsoft more of a pass because Microsoft from the get-go had established that they were more about, the big core Gamer Bros stuff with stuff like Halo or Gears, essentially. Sony's issue is that I'm not even mad at them for trying to do more realistic stuff. What I did not like was them pushing out all the cartoony stuff at the expense of it, essentially. Like, you could have had both. It's called variety.
well, again, the few that they tried to have outside of Ratchet and Clank, they were mostly experimental stuff that had only one chance out of four to actually be interesting, like say Puppeteer. But otherwise, we got stuff like Fat Princess, and outside of PlayStation Stars Battle Royale, who even remembers that?
Yeah. It's a shame because there were quite a few good ideas, but for one reason or another, a lot of them
Like
would
Little
not
Big
continue.
Planet managed to actually be a potential substitute, but that alone could not carry. This was not helped by that a lot of stuff that was established in the PS2 era also died. That would have been helpful with the family-friendly stuff like Buzz. Buzz only had, I think, 1 or 2 games on the PS3, and then I think they had to stop making because there was a lawsuit or something. I'll need to look it up, better into it. But it was still kind of a blow.
Regarding stuff like that, I know often people would say, well, Naughty Dog chose to move away from the cartoony stuff, but the more that time passes, the more I wonder if it's really true that Naughty Dog were completely
I will also
choosing
question, that's not just the aesthetic. I will also question the writing because I can tell you that compared to the Jack games, including 2 and 3, the humor is such a step down, if you ask me. Because I still don't understand how people can enjoy, unless it's a very ironic fashion, Nathan Drake's quips. Again, I know it's the Spider-Man effect of coping with the situation, but my god, it's so insufferable to me.
I will say this, I actually do like the Uncharted series, but I do, again, I don't want to sound too cynical, but given stuff that's happened, especially with Neil Druckmann, oh boy, I do wonder how.
Look on the left better than the final product. Alas,
I'm guessing with the one on the right, they were trying to emulate more so Crocodile Dundee.
Probably. Again, these are just concept arts of stuff that did not get into the final game.
It would be funny if they made him slimmer just because that was how they could fit him into the game. Like, I don't know if that's still a thing, but I do know at least
you can also tell. Oh, here's the plumber. You can also tell this is the same artist that handled the Resistance game, because despite the more cartoony stuff, the art style is still very similar to the concept art he did for the Chimeras.
Very much so. There's the pirate captain.
Okay, Captain's lag. Don't worry, we haven't seen the last of him either.
Even after his dramatic death scene.
I guess all those wenches with pints of grog in their hands will have to wait.
That guy does just like he's got his mouth permanently open.
Also, holy cow, Talkion in that last picture looked especially like Ripto.
Yeah, again, different concept for how Tachyon would have looked. I still like the found product, which gives him more of an identity. Also, different concept for Tolwyn. I like the one with the hood. And the found one that they got. I forgot if we mentioned who voices the Zoni, but whatever, we haven't seen the last of them either, so... they have the same VAs, so...
More of the pirate bots.
And their environment. Also, that image with the different types of zonies that they were conceptualizing reminded me kinda sort of Hollow Knight. The Hollow Guy's figure. More different types of pirates. Also, outside of the next game, the pirate stuff will actually come back, believe it or not, in Rift Apart. I guess it's because we understood that it was still a big part of the future saga, so we decided to dedicate a section of that to it.
For as critical as I can be of the future saga, I'll admit Rift Apart did take advantage and did bring back a few concepts. Like, if I recall correctly, Rift Apart was the one that also establishes that Ace from Dread Zone actually was the incarcerated in prison and not
Zordoom,
killed
I
off.
think. I don't remember where he specifically mentioned, but apparently it is, which is weird because we get to see him actually dying, unless they do it the way of Pokemon. Oh no, he just fainted.
I guess that's what it is now, since yeah, Ace Hardlight, which I guess it does make you wonder, like, do they have plans for him later down the road? Like, I mean, it's one thing to like actually show him, but it's more so a mention.
It's like saying that Chairman Drax survived the destruction of the planet he made up with the laser. Yeah, sure. I guess theoretically it can happen because you don't get to see the body, but still.
It's like the main critique with Ace Hardlight is that he seemed like he was going to have an arc, but then it just gets cut short. So unless you have plans to bring him back, I guess I don't see too much the point in saying, oh, he's alive and in jail instead of dead. Which, okay, to be fair, maybe that's them just trying to clarify, since, to paraphrase Avatar The Last Airbender, did Ace Hardlight die? It was actually pretty unclear when you think about it.
More concept for the Crag Knight. Also, fun trivia, dweebs, in case you're wondering. One of the early drafts of the story actually was supposed to have Tolwyn betray Ratchet and actually be D1 instead of Quark, of actually giving the Dimensionator to Tachyon, because her motivation was that Tachyon had promised her to find her father. Thankfully, someone, either TJ Fix on himself or someone Insomniac, realized it was a stupid plot point, and they told him, no, don't do that, please. And they just had Quark do it because he's more the kind of character who do stupid shit like this. Anyways, that's it for Tools of Destruction, but technically speaking, we're not done with this specific game, because the next game, clearly Before Tracking Time, I don't know if it actually started as, planned a DLC episode for this, but it sure feels like it. Tune in next time for the very short experience that is instead Quest for Booty. See you for that.
See ya.
See you then.